Hey, what's up, Earth? It's Spaceman Matt here to talk about the 11th episode of the second season of the Orville, called Lasting Impressions. In this episode, we see the Orville shuttling a time capsule from Earth, which was planted in the year 2015, and they're taking it to a planet to put it in a museum. They don't explain why this has to leave the Earth to go to an off-world museum and what the interest is to have this placed on another planet. But I'm assuming there's an Earth colony there and some wealthy person wanted it for his museum or something along those lines. Not quite explained. Tim Russ is, I guess, the museum curator who appears in the episode, so it's nice to see him. He's from Star Trek Voyager. He played Tuvok, so it was nice to see him in the episode. I thought he was kind of had some funny lines, and he was. I think he did a good job. I looked at a few other videos on YouTube about reviews of this episode. And a lot of fans are gushing about it. Again, that this is saying that this is the real Star Trek, and they like this a lot better than the Star Trek Discovery, and they're doing a better job of carrying the Star Trek vision. Now, while this may be the case, I thought this was very reminiscent of two Next Generation episodes. One being, I think, called The Booby Trap, where Geordi LaForge falls in love with a holographic recreation of a Starfleet engineer who helps him with a project, and he kind of falls in love with her at the end. And then there's a good follow-up to that, I think, called Galaxy Child, where he meets the real person that the hologram is based on, and she's nothing like the hologram reconstruction. The other episode it reminded me of was Hollow Pursuits, which is the first episode to feature Reg Barkley. He's a Starfleet officer that feels inadequate. I often refer to him as the Gilligan of Starfleet, but I think he was a little more, his contribution overall was a little more than Gilligan was for Gilligan's Island. In that, he also kind of copes with his daily life, his daily interactions with the crew, and his feelings of inadequacy. And like this episode, lasting impressions. So from the artifacts from the time capsule, a phone is found, and somehow Gordon gets his hands on it. They want to help reactivate the phone to see what's in it. And I guess the museum curator lets them do that. They reactivate the phone and find that it belongs to a woman, and she basically had her whole life on the phone. The woman's played by Leighton Meester, who is probably best known for being Blair Waldorf on the TV series Gossip Girl, which also featured Blake Lively as the title character. She's very good at this episode. I didn't recognize her, to be honest with you. I thought she was very good at this episode in terms of the acting and her interactions with Gordon. And I didn't realize that Leighton Meester is a real recording artist. She had some real releases, I guess, that didn't go very far. The music she sings on the show is quite different than what she released commercially, but songs weren't bad. She's no Taylor Swift.
Hey, Spaceman Matt.
Hey, Twyler.
She's no Karen Carpenter either.
Okay, I'll give you that. She's no Karen Carpenter either. But she did look like she lost a little weight there.
That's not funny.
No, sorry, Twyler. I'm just joking. It's okay. No. She did look a little different than she did when she appeared as Blair Waldorf on gossip girl, but she didn't look bad, and maybe just matured a little bit face wise. I don't know. So Cord eventually gets the phone to work, and it becomes and he makes it into a holographic simulation in their environmental simulator and he starts interacting with this holographic reconstruction of this woman. He develops a relationship with the holographic character and I guess falls in love with her. Of course, his luck is kind of like mine in these issues, and even this holographic person has a boyfriend in real life, or at least in the simulation. But so when Gordon tries to eliminate the boyfriend from the simulation, he realizes that he alters her life incredibly, so he has to bring her back, and eventually he has to let go of her and move on, realizing that this was not a productive pursuit for somebody who's hasn't lived for a couple hundred years and is only there as a holographic reconstruction. So overall it wasn't a bad episode, but I don't think it really presented anything different than the two other Star Trek Next Generation episodes that I mentioned. And while again I don't think it's bad that they emulate Star Trek, I think it is bad when they're really just kind of rehashing old Star Trek episodes. And as far as exploring strange new worlds, that's not really going on a lot in this season. It's more of, which again is not bad, it's more character development and more human related stories. Oh, there's also a plot B with where Bortus and Clyden become addicted to cigarettes as they find the ancient Earth cigarettes, and they have their replicator reproduce them, and they become addicted, so they keep reproducing them, and then they have to intervene. And when they go cold turkey before Claire can get them a vaccine to clear up their addiction, they become very irritable and they start fighting. And that kind of reminded me when my dad tried to give up cigarettes. So I thought it was funny and relatable. Alright, that's all I have for this episode. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Subscribe to Spaceman Matt's Sci-Fi vlog today. The fate of the world depends on it, I guess.